It's an economic emergency. 1, 2, 3. 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 It's economic emergency. 1, 2, 3. It's economic emergency. All right. Jobs today, no delay. 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 All right, all right. Big bridge, not bitch. Big bridge, not bitch. Big bridge, not bitch. Fix bridge, not bitch. Fix bridge, no bitch. Fix bridge, no bitch. Fix bridge, no bitch. Fix bridge, not bitch. Fix bridge, not bitch. Fix bridge, not bitch. Fix bridges, not bitch. All right, all right.
Have to prepare for more and more. All right, in this miserable rain, we know it's a miserable day. We know it's a miserable economy for the 99%. We appreciate everybody coming out today. We're going to get started in just a minute, and we're going to be hearing from some people who are pretty concerned about what's going on here in Richmond and what's going on in Washington, and the fact that we have a Congress who isn't doing anything for the middle class and isn't doing anything for the 99%. We're standing in front of the Hamilton Street Bridge that 85,000 people pass every day. It's structurally unsound. It was built in 1975 and it needs a lot of work. And you know what? So do we. So that's why we're here today. And I appreciate everybody coming out. We're going to be hearing from some folks who are really concerned about what's going on. And we're going to get started in just a minute. So thanks for being here. Try to stay dry. And we're going to get going in a second. Woo! Speaker is Liddell McWhorter. Liddell is a professor right here at the University of Richmond, right in the middle of Representative Cantor's district. And we all know that Representative Cantor is a big part of why we're here today. That's right. He represents the 1%, not us. And that's one of the many reasons why we're here today. So please welcome Liddell McWhorter.
Thank you all for coming. As has already been said, what we're here today to do is to declare a state of economic emergency for the 99%. Despite months of community demands, despite millions of people out of work and calling for change, Congress and the Wall Street banks are still insisting on the status quo, which means they're still insisting on enriching themselves at our expense. So today we say, enough is enough. We demand an end to job-killing super committee cuts. We demand that politicians like Eric Cantor stop siding with the 1% and start siding with America. We all know what the problem is. 3 years after Wall Street and the big banks wrecked our economy, 25 million people still can't find full-time work. And the gap between the 1% and the 99% just keeps widening. But Eric Cantor is not just ignoring the 99%, he's making our problems worse. Representative Cantor spent the last several months trying to kill the American Jobs Act. We need an effective jobs bill, and we need infrastructural upgrades. Across this country, roads and bridges are weakening and some are crumbling. Here's an example. The Hamilton Street 195 bridge. It's used by 85,749 drivers every day. But it, like so many of our bridges and roads and schools, is in desperate, serious need of repair. In fact, 9.4% of Virginia's bridges have been judged deficient. That's 1,267 bridges across Virginia that we could be working to repair. The American Jobs Act sets aside $50 billion for investment in highways, bridges, in rail, and aviation. In Virginia, $809 million would be immediately available for infrastructure, creating a minimum of 10,500 jobs. Congress should act today to fix America's infrastructure and put people back to work. The truth is, there are no Democratic bridges.
No.
There are no Republican bridges.
No.
These are our bridges.
That's right.
While the Jobs Act is stalled in Congress, the people who need safe bridges and need jobs are paying the price for politicians' games and for big bonuses for corporate CEOs. Enough is enough. Thank you.
And thanks everybody for hanging in there. Our next speaker is one of 25 million unemployed Americans, and we know that there are a lot of construction workers unemployed. We know we need engineers to be put back to work, but there's a lot of people out there that are having trouble finding work that you wouldn't think would have trouble, like IT professionals. And that's why I'm here to welcome Casey Wooten, who's joining us today to tell us his story.
I was just asked today to speak, so I don't really have an eloquent speech prepared or anything of that nature, but I figured I'd just share a little bit about what I've been going through with the past year after being laid off due to downsizing in my company. Been looking actively for a job. I have a bachelor's in science and 4 years of experience in a mission-critical IT job. I've been applying to everything I can find, department stores, retail, grocery stores. Still have not found a job. I was actually told by a well-known Virginia organization, that if I applied to this entry-level job, I would not be taken seriously as a candidate because I made too much in my last job. He turned me down and told me that the people would not take me seriously because they view me as a short-timer and therefore would not give me the job. So just been going through a plight for the last year trying to find work, and every day getting up and hoping I find something. So just thought I'd share that with you all, and I guess that's all I got to say right now.
And another thing that's suffering, not just bridges, is education. And we're seeing funding cut all around, federally, at the state level, and we know that that's not going to move our economy forward. We know education is the key to putting people back to work and making sure that we have a decent economy. So we are joined by Dr. Larissa Tracy, who's going to talk to us about the need to fund education.
I teach out at Longwood University, which is a very small state, publicly funded university. I live here in Richmond, in Cantor's district. Let me tell you what email I got this morning from the governor's office. As a state employee, we have not had any pay raises of any kind in the last 4 years. No cost of living raises, no merit raises, and our pay is at the bottom of the state as it is, even for universities. Our students have to pay more and more in fees, but faculty are being asked to do more and more with less and less. We are supposed to be providing the future of this country by educating your children, our students. But the governor's office, who told us today that we have a surplus, said, but you need to brace for more and more cuts. We're expecting more and more cuts. Millions of dollars have been cut from the state education system. Students are being asked to take out exorbitant student loans to pay for an education, and we are told over and over again, you've got to do more and more students, cram more in here, and begging for money and they're not getting an education. If this country's going to move forward, all the politicians who talk about the need to fund education need to actually do it. Everyone says education is our future, but the governor of Virginia, and Eric Cantor specifically, has been in favor of cutting education budgets across the board. And we have just been told that we are going to have to face more cuts despite a surplus. So I am like you, state university professors, public school teachers. We get paid less and less, more and more is being taken away from us, and we have to educate the future. With what? How do we do this? We are the 99%. We are just like everyone else who's struggling. We are the 99%. I have student loans that I'm still paying off for my degree. My students have to drop out of college because they can't afford it. I have had students drop my classes because they can't pay for them. They have no financial aid. They're getting student loans. They are walking out of the university system or community colleges with thousands of dollars in debt. What are they supposed to do when they get a degree? They are going to be below where we are now. And this government, the state of Virginia, has left them far behind as they are leaving educators and schools and teachers far behind. We are the 99%. Come on, everyone. We are the 99%. Thank you very much.
We have one more speaker, and then we're going to wrap it up and hopefully get inside to some better weather. But the untold story of our jobs crisis is the underemployed. We know a lot of people are unemployed. It's reflected in the jobs numbers, but there are millions of people who are underemployed, and they're struggling to get by on less hours and less money, and they're just trying to make it work without health insurance. And I'd like to welcome Donna Sequeira, who came here to tell her story.
Donna Sequeira, and I am one of the lucky ones in that I have a half-time job, and it's a job that I enjoy and feel like I'm contributing something. However, at the same time, it is half-time, and it doesn't fully employ me to my capabilities. I have a master's degree, and yet I can't use it to its fullness. In the meantime, Congress is worrying about whether or not pizza is a vegetable yesterday on Capitol Hill. And most of us are trying to make it, trying to play by the rules, trying to get the right education and look for the right opportunities. I know that for 5 years I looked for work and it did a variety of different things, but I could never find something that would employ me to the fullest. And for a time even went without health insurance. So the struggles of Americans are really real right now. People trying to just make it and make ends meet. Every month I worry about whether or not we can come up with our rent because we live paycheck to paycheck. And that's the average person in today's world. It's time we as Americans realize that we're in this together, that we're the 99%, and it's time for us to take back our own power and do something about this and create an environment that cares about one another, remembers that we are each valued members of the human family, and take responsibility for making a change because we're all in it together. We are the 99%.
And we're gonna close out here now, but not before asking everyone to take action. We know that there's a lot Congress could do to fix the economy and make sure it works for us and not just for corporations, Wall Street banks, and big businesses. So we're gonna encourage everyone here to get out their cell phones as soon as you leave and call your congressman, call Senator Mark Warner, call Senator Jim Webb. Tell them to make sure that revenue is on the table and that everyone is paying their fair share. We need jobs, not more cuts. Cutting Medicare, cutting Social Security, cutting Medicaid, that is not the answer to our jobs crisis. We need to put people back to work so that they're working and they're paying taxes and we're creating revenue. So please call your senators today, call your congressman, call Bobby Scott, call Eric Cantor. We know he needs to hear hear from us today. He needs to hear from the 99%. So please call. We have papers right here on the table with all the phone numbers. Take one, get your cell phone out. Make sure they hear from us. We know they're hearing from the big banks. We know they're hearing from Wall Street, and it's time they hear from us. So thank you everyone for being here today, and Harold is going to close us out.
All right. Hey, how y'all doing today? Come on, how y'all doing today? All right. Hey, I got one more chant we're going to chant. It's called, this how it goes. Rebuild this bridge, rebuild Richmond. 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 All right, John, let's get out there and do what we got to do, okay? All right.
And we're gonna close out here now, but not before asking everyone to take action. We know that there's a lot Congress could do to fix the economy and make sure it works for us and not just for corporations, Wall Street banks, and big businesses. So we're gonna encourage everyone here to get out their cell phones as soon as you leave and call your congressman, call Senator Mark Warner, call Senator Jim Webb. Tell them to make sure that revenue is on the table and that everyone is paying their fair share. We need jobs, not more cuts. Cutting Medicare, cutting Social Security, cutting Medicaid, that is not the answer to our jobs crisis. We need to put people back to work so that they're working and they're paying taxes and we're creating revenue. So please call your senators today, call your congressman, call Bobby Scott, call Eric Cantor. We know he needs to hear from us today. He needs to hear from the 99%. So please call. We have papers right here on the table with all the phone numbers. Take one, get your cell phone out. Make sure they hear from us. We know they're hearing from the big banks. We know they're hearing from Wall Street, and it's time they hear from us. So thank you everyone for being here today, and Harold is going to close us out.
All right. Hey, how y'all doing today? Come on, how y'all doing today? All right. Hey, I got one more chant we're going to chant. It's called, this how it goes. Rebuild this bridge, rebuild Richmond. 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 Rebuild this